Hello. Am I live? Can you see me? Let's give it a minute. Hello. Hello. Cool. So it took me longer because I was uploading the video. Oh, what happened? I don't know what happened. I was uploading a video to YouTube. Anyway, let's see if it is there. This is my life now. Streaming and moving. Yeah, it's there. But it's 0% process. I don't know what it's doing. Anyway. Okay, let's close everything. I'm also going to upload the PSD for the hair. So that's what I was doing today. I was uploading the video to YouTube from the commercial hair and oh, really? Okay. Okay, I forgot about Discord. And also forgot about this. So now you can chat with me, like talk to me. If you go to the website, to Twitch, you can see the Discord access, okay? And how you can actually be a super cool person and talk to me live. So I'm gonna go here and Twitch. There we go. Now I'm online. ¿Me escuchas, Lucas? Genial. Es muy raro tenerte, o sea, al lado. Ahora es como... Antes estaba siempre sola. Okay, so... It's this is what I was doing today. I was preparing the PSD file so I can upload it. It's so pretty. I like the way it looks now. Anyway, I've been also working on the file that I was working the last streaming, so you can see what I did since we left off. I did some more cloning. See? I removed one of the lines. Remember, I like only one line in, you know, that's so, so very fun, like, anyway, removed one of the lines and evened out the skin on the top. Also evened out the makeup quite a bit. Filled in some parts where there was no makeup. See? Okay, what else? I took away some eyelashes. Yeah, and every bit of like tiny hair. Oh, also crossing eyelashes. See? Okay, so this is what I did with the cloning. And today, oh, I also painted 2 eyelashes because this part in the middle was like a little empty. Lucas, ¿me puedes hablar en español vos? What? but I did that live. Okay, so is it necessary to remove all the tiny dark dots of the makeup? I mean the bottom left corner of the image. It depends. Even I did it because the more crap I took away from the outside, the more my eyes went to the main makeup. So the reflection of the eyelashes in the eye, no, that definitely stays. It's so pretty. Yeah, I saw the lines, but the thing is, I need to talk this over with the photographer because I don't even like the finger. So I was thinking of doing something like this in the end. So he, Abdofamil is telling me about the finger, and I was thinking of actually doing something like this and getting rid of it. Because I don't feel the finger goes with the frame. So I want to talk to the photographer and either clone it out or make it disappear. So for now I'm gonna leave it, or maybe just crop a bit closer, you know. Anyway, I haven't decided that yet. I'm gonna show you the, oh, I did some color correction too. See, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna draw it, okay, in case you can't see it. So here, okay, it was a bit blue, see, a bit cyan, so I made it skin tone. And also, wait, oh yeah, I'm gonna hide this because I want to show you how to do it. There we go. And also corrected the color here. I can put this in actually, yeah, like here, see the blue, I took the blue out. Okay, and also I want to show you, because someone mentioned it in the, I don't know, in one of my posts in Facebook, and someone asked me about hue masks and saturation masks. There are a few ways of doing it, okay, but I think the best way to create an actual saturation mask, and I did some research today about this. Actually, Ivan, no, it's double complementary, very close double complementary, but double complementary. So, wait, because it's like this. See, we have like orange. Orange, red, and cyan, and we have one orange that is more yellow and blue. Okay, I'm gonna save this. There we go. By the way, whoever doesn't know the color scheme designer, you can go to my frequently asked questions and download it from there. Even though I know Walter is updating it. Oh, by the way, I have the Spanish version because I downloaded it the first time. But, sorry. But now he updated it so the button is in English. Amauri, why don't you have your name here? Anyway, Ama, en las frequently asked questions del Twitch, podés ver el link al Color Scheme Designer para poder instalarlo en el Photoshop. Ivan, what do you mean with what's the difference? I don't understand the question. Okay, so I was going to show the saturation mask, okay? So Usually, if you want to make a saturation mask, the most common way of doing it is using the filter HSB HSL, okay? The problem with this is that Photoshop sucks and RGB sucks separating color, and the mask you get from this is not accurate. So I'm gonna teach you a different way. So this is the wrong way, okay? Don't do it like this. Well, the difference is you have cyan and blue, and you have orange red and orange yellow. So it's different. You have more hues. Blue is not the same as cyan. But okay, saturation masks. So I'm gonna use selective color, okay? So all the non-color, so white, neutral, and black, we're gonna put the black in 100. Make sure this is in absolute, okay? And then we're gonna do the opposite with the hues. We're gonna put everything in white. Okay, this is the actual saturation mask of the image. So that means the closer this mask is to white is because you have more saturation there, okay? So in this image, it really makes no sense, you know, because, well, obviously there's no oversaturated area. The image is quite mute in tones. So, but this is the right way to create a saturation mask. Oh, by the way, once you have this, you need to stamp it. So Command Alt Shift E, you can get rid of this now. I'm gonna because I want to show you something else. Okay, and then you go to channels and you copy the luminosity of the RGB, and there is your saturation mask. So now you can use this saturation mask to reduce the colors that are more saturated in the image. See, nothing much happens because there is not a lot of saturated things in the image. See, only the really saturated parts are actually toning down. So that's a saturation mask, but with the same adjustment, like the same principle basically, see? So all the non-colors completely black. You can actually separate the colors. For example, let's say you want the reds, but you don't want the cyans. So you put the cyan and the blue in black, and now all that is left is orange and red. And you can use this to mask specific tones. So, for example, I could use this. I'm gonna push it up. Okay, so I can use this to, for example, flatten every tone out except the cyan of the makeup. So I did it orange, but if I go like to a different color, it's gonna be more obvious. See? So we're flattening every tone out except the tone of the makeup. Well, that's exactly what I'm guessing the chat is late, so I was just showing that. About the question, Costadin, I think Capture One is way better when it comes to color. Way better than Lightroom. but I think Lightroom has different advantages. I have no use for them though, because I'm a retoucher and not a photographer. El catálogo, claro. The catalog is better in Lightroom, and also it's faster, you know, the way it shows you the images, but that only works if you have like 500 pictures. I'm a retoucher, so I open 10 images at a time. That's it. Annoying cookie, if your edges are hard, it's because you fucked it up. Because let me show you. So this is a color mask where I excluded the cyan, okay? So see how soft the edge is. When you increase the level, okay, you start breaking it. Let me show you. Okay, see? The edge becomes harder and harder. So when you're doing levels, always be zoomed in so you can see how much detail you're breaking and how hard your mask is becoming. You don't want to lose smooth transitions with masking. So this is how you make a proper saturation mask, okay? Well, not exactly, because I darken the blues on the sides. So this. So all the colors in minus 100 in absolute, and all the non-colors in plus 100 in absolute, okay? So this is going to be your saturation mask. Now, something else that I'm going to teach you to use is to only see the hue in the image, so you're not distracted by luminosity, okay? So I'm going to create a full and solid color with 100% with 50% gray. I can do it like this, or I can create a new layer and fill it, edit, fill with 50% gray. It's the same thing, okay? And then I'm going to make a stamp of my image. So I'm gonna blend my stamp in color over the gray, and this happens. Only hue. Okay, so see what happens now? In my image, I have no luminosity whatsoever. And funny enough, when I was doing this to show one of my students, I realized that I didn't correct the blue cast in the skin around the makeup. Can you see it? When I did this, it became really clear, and when I took it out, I couldn't not see it. So this is really useful to see hues. And I can even use this to create a mask, because I can go here, I can go to the blue, see? So I can duplicate the blue, and I can use this mask to correct it. So I can get rid of the blue and add a bit of red. Okay, and now I'm gonna hide this, and I'm gonna paint with it. See? Oh, too much. Cool, right? and I wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't for creating that mask, and there was no point to create that mask other than show you how to. So this is like a tricks, basically, to see things. And I usually say you shouldn't need them, you know? You shouldn't need them because you have to learn to see. But then again, I couldn't see it before doing that mask, so yeah, the joke is on me. Okay, now it's a bit too yellow, so I'm gonna put some of the blue back. There we go. I thought it was funny, so I wanted to share it with you. Ivan, I don't use actions for anything. Okay, Lucas? Ah, yeah, I don't use actions for anything. I mean, everything that you see me doing can be turned into actions. In fact, a lot of the panel, the Connie panel, you know, the retouching toolkit, is based on him attending my workshop and realized that a lot of the things that I do, a lot of my workflow could be put in a panel. So, no, no, maybe on the makeup, but I'm gonna, yeah, I'm gonna use the, I'm gonna select the cyan with this. Now that's a great mask of the makeup, right? No, not colorized. Wait. Ah, there we go. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so let's do the dodging and burning. It did. I don't care because I'm selecting something really harsh. See? With really hard edges. It did break. Let me show you how it did break. See? It broke. It's really harsh. But for what I wanted to do, it works. Okay, give me 1 second. Hola. Perdón. Okay, guys, I have to give me 1 second. Hola, sí, discúlpame. No, 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 hablo castellano, hablo castellano. aviso, digamos. Sí, en un ratito. Dale, dale, muchísimas gracias. Hasta luego. Really sorry about that, but I really needed to get that sorted out. I am back now. Okay, the call, by the way, está bien. I'm about to tell what the call was about anyway. So, my mod is warning me that I should mute the microphone so you don't listen to my conversation. But for those of you who don't speak Spanish, that was the delivery service, and I had an inconvenience, and they were calling me to solve it, and I really needed to get it done. So sorry. Okay, yeah. So, dodging and burning, right? That's where we left off. I was unsure about this shape, okay? Because I think the eye has an old shape now, so I would probably liquefy that in the end. But I'm gonna try to fix it with Photoshop first, with dodging and burning first. So, by the way, those who follow my Twitch channel by now should know that there is no secret in retouching. It's all about color correction, color harmonies, texture, and dodging and burning, right? Light and dark. Perfect. So, in this case, the dodging and burning when you have freckles is really hard because, well, you need to not dodge and burn the freckles, and they look like dark things when in black and white. So my suggestion is always, okay, turn on and off the help while you're dodging and burning, so you always know what it's a freckle and what isn't. Carolina, why do I always liquefy at the end? Well, I used to do it in the beginning, but I had enough clients, complain or want to change something, and if you did it in the beginning, you're pretty much screwed. So I do it in the end, or I use Connie's smart liquefy. But I usually do it in the end if I can't fix it with liquefy with dodging and burning. Sorry, I'm a bit rushed because of the phone call. Sorry about that. I would say it's not going to happen again, but I really don't know. So okay, so I'm going to try to shape the eye better. There's going to be very minimal close dodge and burn. Is mostly going to be shape because I already cloned everything that I wanted to clone. I don't like having more than one line in the eye. That's why I removed it. Yeah, it's a freckle. I was thinking about this. Oh, retouch this. Very 90s, by the way. Can't touch this. Sorry, now that's gonna be stuck in my head. So for retouch, this is actually the geekiest person I know right now. So whenever I have a doubt about something, I ask him when it's technical. So he explains it to me in a really, really, really geeky way, and then I translate it to normal person and I explain it to you. It used to be, for those of you who know me from before, way before, it used to be Sean Baker, but I don't know what happened to him. If anyone knows what happened to him, let me know because I haven't been able to reach him. Can't touch this. This kind of images, close-ups, it's better to do it from the far, because you are mostly working on shape. Oh no, Sav. Actually, the reality is, in order for me to understand something, for example, complicated things, right? When I read Nietzsche, I remember reading Nietzsche, and I had to go back with the pages. Like every 5 pages, I would have to go back to the beginning, and so my mind has this mental process where I take something really complicated and then I make it simple and I explain it to myself. When I was in university, I would drive professors crazy because they would be explaining something, and every time they would finish, I would say something like, "Okay, so what you mean is this, and therefore this," and I tried to make something simple out of a really complicated lesson. But that's the way I think, that's the way I reason. I need to make something complicated and dumb it down. But then, if you think about it, Einstein would say that if you can't explain something in a simple way, then you don't know it. And I think it's true, because I can only explain something when I really truly understand it. And for me, truly understanding something means dumbing it down for me, dumbing it down. Yeah, Model Mayhem. Jonas, my God, that's the one I was looking today. Today I was looking for him because he actually, when he saw my inverted high pass, he completely transformed it into something really weird. And I never understood it or found use for it back then. But I'm sure that if I look at it now, I might have like a way to apply it and teach it. And I couldn't find him. What was his last name? Jonas what? No. There was a really complicated last name. Jonas. I don't remember. But Sean Baker. Sean Baker, actually, with a C, like Sean Connery. I need to zoom even outer. Yeah, there, W. Oh, you're a genius. I actually went through a million videos of skin smoothing with inverted high pass today. And by the way, I can't believe so many people actually posted a tutorial with my technique without even mentioning my name. People suck. But yeah, I was looking for his name. That's it. There, W. I'm gonna look it up later, and maybe you'll have a new video with all that content. Dumb it down. Because if you go see his videos, you're gonna realize why you need me to dumb it down. It's not that it's too smart. It's just that it's really boring. You know, it's really, really boring to see. It's boring for me too. That's why I dumb it down. Oh, I always say your name just in case, because I don't remember what you taught me and what I learned by myself. So, just in case, whenever I'm explaining something technical, I say your name. And now you know it because I didn't know you were there. We go way back, but I'm not gonna say how long because then our ages would be exposed. No, not because of me, because of him, because he looks like 25 because he's a Swede and he always looks the same age. I just get older, he doesn't. So I don't want to sell him out, you know. Oh, there we go. Yeah, go go look at those at his tutorials, and that let me know if you don't want me to make a video about it. Okay, so let's see how much of this I can do with shape. Actually, I have my son trained and he keeps taking like 5 years off every year. So I think I'm currently 27. I don't know how I have a 15-year-old kid though. The older he gets, the more complicated it gets to lie. I use no custom brushes for anything. I don't use pressure sensitivity, I don't use flow, and I don't use pen pressure when dodging and burning. And if you want me to explain why, it's very simple for me to explain. I'm a control freak. So when I paint with a brush of 191 pixels, I want a brush of 191 pixels. Not 1 pixel less, not 1 pixel more. And so I need the brush not to get smaller or bigger, so I can't use the pressure sensitivity for the size of the brush. And then I don't understand what would the advantage be of not being able to control exactly what luminosity you paint. So I don't see the point of pressure sensitivity to control opacity either. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm sure some people learn to work with it, but I don't see the point. Map, yeah, of course. It happens to everyone. Okay. Okay, now I missed this shadow, so I'm gonna... I like it that it's even, but I think it needs to be darker. And it's a lot more blue. I have a lot of saturation issues now. So the lighten needs to be desaturated and shifted because it's too pink. And the darken needs to be less blue and a bit more red. Yeah. Okay, so let's give it a bit more depth. Nope. Pero no está, Natasha. Map a little. I have more control with curves. Because see what I just did? You know, changing the color of the effect. I can't do that with Photoshop tools. Oh, my parents gave up on my hangovers a long time ago. Oh wait. It needs to be sharper. Because there is no eye shape here, so I'm gonna have to make it. Who's Kelly? I think I got rid of a freckle here. Oh yeah. I think it was a freckle. But if not, we can make it one. Oh. Oh, really? Wow. I never met her, but if you look at the videos in my feed, there is a funny story about it. No, no, no. And that's not a story I tell public. So. Oh, okay, that looks natural. It's not at all. Okay, not so dark. Okay, that looks like a freckle. I don't like that spot on the makeup. How long ago did she pass away? Do you know? A lot of people disappear. I just assume they got tired of teaching. Well, not teaching, but teaching for audiences. It's not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of you. Oh, really? You can make it in I guess you could make it in YouTube. I can barely see it now though. Okay, so what else? Oh, okay, so I lost some depth here. This bit much. Okay, the rest I like. I'm gonna correct that blue. Oh, so sad. Laura, I explained before that I don't want the finger there, so I need to speak to the photographer, but she's not here. And easier in Spanish. El dedo lo quiero sacar, pero no tengo a la fotógrafa online como para preguntarle algo. Si lo saco o lo clono. Um, how, okay, wait. Carolina, how do you become an affiliate? I don't know what you mean. Like in Twitch, there is a section that you can go that it says path to affiliate. But you need to stream for 7 days and have 3 average viewers. It's really easy actually. Okay. So I think I'm gonna liquefy that. Alright. Let's see if I can. Because I don't want to crop the image. And that finger was never there. Wait. Pero porque a él se lo quiero dar. Pero déjame ver si es él. It's like it was never there. Okay, I don't see anything else that bothers me about the image. So I think yeah, it's him. freckles a bit darker. And I'm gonna sharpen everything a bit. And I think I'm gonna saturate the makeup. I had a mask, yeah. Ah, that's true. I never use curves on masks. Maybe too much. I think I need to open the other raw image. Hola, Seb. Oh, Seb, you need to mute the streaming. Because this is the image that I'm gonna match all my images to. So I need to have it open and see if I need to correct something else. Okay, let's see this. Pum, 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 pum. Did I miss any questions, by the way? What is this? Redness around the eyes. Let me see. Yeah, I need more cyan. I'm cheating. I'm using the mask I had for the freckles. And by the way, the redness around the eye, you mean the redness on the skin? Then no, I'm not gonna correct it. Because I think this is already too perfect and I don't wanna end up with a fake looking image, you know? Now, sorry. I think the small details like the skin or the makeup, like the little flaws, is what's keeping the image without looking fake. So now I'm gonna sharpen this. Annoying cookie. I don't know what mask you mean. People, remember that the chat is like 20-25 seconds delayed with the video. I mean, I read the chat. What you're commenting happened 20 seconds ago. By the way, Lucas, las alertas no me suenan. As always, I don't want to sharpen everything. I only want to sharpen some things. I might make blacks some parts. Okay, I'm happy with it now. What do you guys think? So, wait, I'm gonna save this. This PSD is really messy, but I promise I will organize it and you'll have a proper normal DVD PSD. Stretch, good thing you asked because I already saved the image and I didn't apply any grain. I don't need grain in this one. I want the detail as it is. This one would be for portfolio. In fact, it's going straight to the portfolio. But it would work on billboard as well. Because even if you, well, no, because I would have to like fix some other things like this. There's a bit of runny makeup there. So I fixed it where it was big, like here, see? But there's still some bad makeup over there, so I would have to fix that. But the rest is pretty okay, even for billboard. Maybe a few more, you know, dark dots. But I do like it. Maybe this splotch here, this highlight. And probably fill in the makeup completely because that's what companies want, sadly. So, yeah. So I would have to make the mask like this. No, it doesn't work. I need a better mask. Anyway, yeah, I would have to correct a few more things to be billboard ready. Can you? Okay. P. Jones, I don't understand your question. do understand the question, but I don't understand what export are you meaning? Like, what export do you mean? Like the final export? Photoshop. Why would I take the image back to Capture One? Abdo Fabil, thank you for using simple names, by the way. Remember that the hue you're seeing on your screen is not the same hue I'm seeing on mine, so I don't know how to fix that in streaming. So when you get the PSD, you'll see if there is a green tint under the but I don't think there is. P. Dixon, I've done the sharpening steps a lot of times, and in my notes you can also find them, the steps, like written down. Actually, wait. Sharpening, Natalia Gerschon, manual high pass. Actually, it's called 50%. Wow, I have a lot of things written down. 50% surface blur. Okay, never mind. It's on my notes. If you have my notes, if you don't, ask me and I'll give them to you. But also you can go back in the video and watch it over. It's pointless for me to do it. So like, I'm always doing. Okay, never mind. I'll do it. Okay, so you make a stamp. Okay. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to explain what I'm doing. Okay. And you're gonna have to deal with the technical details, and this is on you, okay? So before Photoshop, okay, when you would sharpen an image, there, you would put the negative over the positive, so you would get black. And then they would use a kind of like liquid, like acid, to blur the negative, and so it wasn't black anymore because it's not the same image. Okay, so you would start to see gray white lines, and they would expose the image again using that as a kind of matrix. Okay, so that is basically what a high pass is. So I have the negative of the image, see? So if I put it at 50%, I get nothing, okay? Nothing in Photoshop is not black, nothing in Photoshop is 50% gray. But if I do a Gaussian blur now, I will get a high pass, okay? This is what a high pass is. Well, technically, it's not, because they ruined high pass, okay? So basically they did this, and then they decided high pass would be better if they added 50% contrast. So technically, this is a high pass. This is a high pass of blur, Gaussian blur. How much did I use? 13. Okay, cool. So this is a high pass of 13. I'm gonna show it to you now. Okay. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, wait, let me turn this off. And now if I do a high pass of 13, ta-da! See? So a blur of the inverted image is actually a high pass, okay? So what's the problem? Why not just use high pass? Well, the thing is, the problem with high pass is, first of all, this, the extra contrast makes it too harsh. Remember when I was explaining to Annoying Cookie that if you move the contrast too much, the edges become hard? Okay, that's what happens with high pass. The edges become hard. It's no longer an accurate representation of the image, okay? And the other thing is that high pass also has a lot of noise because of the nature of blur, okay? it blurs all the texture. So when you use it for sharpening, it's unavoidable to get noise. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a manual high pass that I'm going to create in the same with the same principle. So I'm going to get the opposite of the image and blend it 50%. But instead of using Gaussian blur, because of the problems of Gaussian blur, the problems of Gaussian blur is the noise and also the edges. When you blur with Gaussian blur, let me show you. So let's say these are the edges of the eye, for example, right? Or actually I'm going to do it in red so you can see it. Okay. Or the makeup, like this, okay? But when I use Gaussian blur, the edges the edges fade, and when you invert this and and use it for sharpening, everything that is bleeding will become a halo. So that's why we don't use Gaussian blur. So we're gonna use a different kind of blur. Okay, so surface blur, that's the trick, because surface blur doesn't blur the edges. Also, surface blur gives me two options, the radius and the threshold. The threshold will define the depth. See? So how much lighter and how much darker the detail will become. And the radius defines the size of the detail that I want to sharpen. So the smaller the radius, the smaller the detail. See? All detail, no shape. But if I go higher, I start to get the shapes, like the shape of the eye. If I go even higher, I'm going to start getting the freckles. See? So depending on what you want to sharpen is the radius that you're going to use. Now let me see the questions. Sev, can you explain the lightness in hue set? I don't know what you mean. Sorry. Can you rephrase your question? Now, Ivan, what screen do you use? I have a neck monitor. I find it interesting. Oh wait, don't write. I find it interesting to see different people workflow, and I wanted to understand yours. After saving your PSD, you will generate a flattened full size for your client. So if your client wants to resize it for social media, print or billboard, it's up to him. It depends. P. Jones, I sometimes give the client the web version because I don't trust them to know what they are doing. So, I mean, if I know my client, I only give them the tip. But if I don't and I really like the image, I do the save for web myself so they don't screw it up. And also, I don't decide what I send my clients. I usually ask them what they want, what kind of file do they want, and if they want a different profile or anything, they can give it to me. So I ask for their specs. I don't decide them. What about sharpening by making two merge images and make the top layer? It's the same thing. Abdofamil. This is a better way to do what you're saying. Okay? It's the same exact thing, by the way. The same exact thing. But Vivid Light can give you color banding, while this method doesn't. Diego, how good would it be if the creators of Photoshop gave you the opportunity to set your default formula? Oh, we've been asking for so long, and that's why I know that Adobe doesn't give a fuck about the professional people. They just want to please the amateur. What I'm doing is sort of clarity in Capture One. No, because clarity is only in big radius, and you can decide the radius. So no. Oh, by the way, once you have this, you need to stamp it again, and this one either you throw it off or you put it off. And then you can use any blending, any contrast blending mode. You can also clip curves. For example, let's say I wanna sharpen more than this. Then I can increase the contrast. Or see? Or let's say I wanna sharpen only highlights. Then I can remove the shadows. Or the opposite. Let's say I want to sharpen only the dark. Then I remove the highlights. The highlights will remain the same, but everything dark will be sharpened. See? So you can use different curves to increase, decrease, or control the effect. So this is not like clarity, this is way better than clarity. What is the use of brightness in hue set? Oh no, it doesn't just look weird. I use it a lot. For example, if I want to reduce contrast, let's say I want to darken and reduce contrast and saturation at the same time. That's it. So that's going to make it darken and reduce contrast and saturation at the same time. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today. By the way, the time is like flying faster and faster each day. I want ideas, you know. Go to my Twitch account and there. Go to my Twitch account, go to the facts, the frequently asked questions, and yeah, and fill in this form, okay? I'm interested in what would you like to see me doing live, okay? No naughty answers. Also, I'm waiting on some files to give you sort of guidance online, and then you can do the work and I can look at your PSDs in the next streaming. I want to do that, but I need the agencies need to say that it's okay for us to use the images, okay? What else? Annoying cookie. You can post images on the group, but you need to read the rules of the group, because one thing it says is you're not going to get criticism only on the retouching. You're going to get criticism from the pose, selection of model, makeup, styling, everything. So as long as you accept that you're going to get criticism for everything and not just the color, then yeah, go ahead, post it. Product retouching. Did Juan send you? Because he wants me to do... Okay, let me show you. He wants me to do some beer images. See what you think. Yeah, I'm opening my WhatsApp. Lucas, ya sé que estoy abriendo el WhatsApp. So, Juan... I'm gonna hide the other numbers. Okay, there we go. See, he wants me to do something like this, like very commercial product shots. This is the most popular brand in Argentina. But I don't know. The images don't say anything to me. They never do. Maybe if I could find some makeup images. I'm gonna ask Natasha. She's got a lot of raw images. Maybe if I had, you know, some makeup or maybe more related to what I do, it would be better. I don't want to do beer images because I have no idea how beer should look like. I know what beer should taste like, but I don't know what beer should look like. Sí, pero era lo único que tenía para hacer montaje. Si hubiera tenido otra cosa, hubiera hecho otra cosa. And remember, if you subscribe to the channel, you can be in on the conversation, like you can talk to me and not, you don't have to write. Yeah, but every time I do that, I get so much crap. Like I get so many, like so many private messages. You know, it's really annoying. Okay, I'll be uploading this PSD soon, and I will also be uploading the PSD of the hair. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. See you later. Bye bye.